I had written a book some years back called When I Was the Greatest. It's over there if you want to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe you might want to pick it up. And he had written a book called The Gospel of Winter, which is also over there. It's a brilliant book. And the publishing company put us on tour together because they figured, look, these dudes, nobody knows who they are. No one's going to care about anything that they've written. Put them on tour together. Maybe more people will come out to their shows and come see them at book signings and libraries and bookstores. Turns out the publishing company was wrong again. Nobody came, right? So we basically spent a tour just hanging out, right? And it just so happened that this tour is in 2014. So Trayvon Martin's verdict had just come down. I'm feeling all kinds of ways. My mother, who's a 73-year-old woman from South Carolina, she has a different connection to these kinds of things. It's a different kind of pain that my mother feels whenever anything like this happens. And so she calls me and she's crying. And I'm just so tired of this. When is it going to stop? And then she's also like, and I got this one of these knucklehead sons who running around the world talking crazy to people that he don't know, talking about me. And she's like, and I'm scared about your life. Anything can happen. And I'm like, oh, Mom, don't worry. I'm gonna go on tour with this dude. His name's Brendan. You know, who is Brendan? Oh, this white dude. You know, he's a white boy, right? And I'm like, yeah. But don't worry. He's from Boston. She's like, he's from Boston. It was a whole thing. And so we end up on tour together. I'm locked in with this dude. And here's the thing. How old are you? So here's the thing. So you got 5 more years. In 5 years, when you turn 18, there's going to be this thing. They're going to give you adult rules, right? And here's the adult rule number 1 is that politics and religion are off the table whenever you meet new people, right? It's a weird rule that we all follow because what happens is the easiest way for you to lose a potential friend is to discuss politics and religion too soon, right? But I'm on the road with this dude and I don't know who he is, but all I want to talk about is politics because of the Trayvon Martin case. And I'm nervous because what if I say, what do you think about Trayvon Martin? And he says something crazy like, the law is the law, right? What if he says something insensitive and outlandish? I never pretend to be anything other than a human being, which means that I have human moments. I'm still 16 in here somewhere, and things can get a little funky sometimes. And I was afraid that this was going to be a long tour, right? Luckily, over time, the conversation came up and we began to have these discussions. And just so happens that in 2014, unfortunately, every single week there was a news clip about somebody else being killed by cops. This was the year of the hashtag. This is when all of that started, right? Every week there was somebody new. And we were forced, because we were together, to have these kinds of conversations. And I'll always be grateful for him, because when it was time for us to discuss it, I was emotional, I was angry, I was frustrated, I was afraid, I was all kinds of things, and I told him how I felt, and I told him straightforward, straight up and down, this is how I feel about all of it. And in that moment, his response was nothing. He was silent. He just listened, and you'd be surprised how powerful it was to just have somebody there who didn't try to explain it away, who didn't try to defend it, who didn't try to shoot me all these statistics, who didn't try to tell me it was a one-shot deal. It was an every now and then moment, that it doesn't happen very often, that it happens to white people too. That all the things that we hear over and over, and instead of giving me all that, you just listen to my stories, listen to my life. And our friendship was forged out of that moment. And we continued on with those conversations until August, when Michael Brown was killed. And that's when we started to think about writing All American. That's where All American Boys comes from.